Long ago, in the dusty towns and rolling hills of ancient Israel, people spoke in awe of a man named Jesus of Nazareth. Some called him a prophet, others the Son of God, for he did things no ordinary man could do. His miracles were not for show, but for love, for those who were broken, hopeless, or forgotten. It all began in a small town called Cana. There was a wedding feast, and the wine had run dry, a great embarrassment in that culture. Mary, Jesus' mother, quietly approached him. "They have no more wine," she said. Though Jesus had not yet performed any miracle publicly, he turned to the servants and told them to fill the jars with water. When they poured the liquid out, it had become wine, rich, sweet, and better than what had come before. This was his first miracle, done not to impress, but to reveal his quiet power. News spread. And soon, crowds followed Jesus everywhere. In the village of Capernaum, a Roman centurion came to him in desperation. His servant lay paralyzed, suffering terribly. But this man, though not a Jew, had great faith. He said, "Just say the word, and my servant will be healed." Jesus was amazed. "I have not found such faith in all of Israel," he said, and at that very moment, far from them, the servant was healed. One day, Jesus walked through a town where a man with leprosy cried out, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Others backed away. No one dared touch a leper. But Jesus did the unthinkable. He reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said. "Be clean." Instantly, the disease vanished. More than just a healing, it was a moment of love for someone society had cast out. As he traveled, multitudes gathered. On one occasion, over 5,000 people had followed him into the wilderness to hear him speak. As evening approached, the disciples grew worried. There was no food. "Send them away," they said. But Jesus replied, "You give them something to eat." All they had were 5 loaves and 2 small fish. Jesus looked to heaven, gave thanks, and began to break the bread. Miraculously, it multiplied. Everyone ate their fill, and 12 baskets of leftovers remained. With simple food, he had fed a multitude. But not all his miracles were about food or healing. One stormy night, his disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee in a boat when strong winds arose. Waves crashed, and fear gripped them. Then they saw Jesus walking toward them on the water. Thinking it was a ghost, they cried out in fear. But Jesus called to them, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter stepped out to meet him, and for a moment, he too walked on water, until fear overcame him, and he began to sink. Jesus reached out and caught him. "O you of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" Jesus even had power over death. In the town of Bethany, his dear friend Lazarus had died. By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus had been in the tomb for days. Mary and Martha, Lazarus' sisters, were heartbroken. "If you had been here, he wouldn't have died," they cried. Jesus wept with them. Then, standing before the tomb, he called out, "Lazarus, come forth." And the dead man walked out, wrapped in burial cloths, alive again. The people were stunned. Only God could do such a thing. Perhaps his most touching miracle came when children were brought to him. The disciples tried to send them away, thinking they were unimportant, but Jesus rebuked them. "Let the little children come to me," he said, and he took them in his arms, blessing them. It was a simple act, but it showed that his love and power reached all the sick, the broken, the outsider, and even the smallest child. Through every miracle, Jesus pointed not just to power, but to something greater, the kingdom of God. His miracles were signs of love, hope, and new life. They reminded the world that God had not forgotten them. He was among them. And he still is.